Hi, everyone. I am Dallas Albertson. I will be your student's eighth grade math teacher this year. We will be doing Algebra 1, so I just wanted to go over a PowerPoint with you so you had a chance to kind of see what my classroom is going to look like this year because we will be doing something new with hybrid learning, with synchronous learning. This is going to be new to all of us. So I kind of want to go over what my classroom would be like. Your students' homework will be to show you this video or go over the PowerPoint with you, and then there'll be a form at the end that will be posted in Classroom for students to go over and just answer a couple questions, just to show they showed this to you and call it a day. So, like I said, this is Algebra 1. I'll be your student's math teacher, Mr. Albertson. How do I contact Mr. Albertson when I'm at home? So with distance learning, some kids are going to be distance learning, some kids are going to be synchronous learning, and some kids will be in here every day. So how do I contact them when I'm Mr. Albertson when I'm at home? My email, dalbertson@apps.isd51.org, is the best way to get a hold of me. I get the notifications on my phone. I see them on my school email at work. So if you need a quick question or you just be like, hey, can you give me a call when you have a free moment? That's honestly the best time to get a hold of me. If there's something urgent that you need to get a hold of me right away, feel free to call the FIS office, which is 320-968-6251, and then have them transfer you to my room. I also will be doing a Google Hangout every hour for the kids, and it'll be maybe 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, depends on how well everything's going for the kids. So if a student feels like they understand it, they can just log into the Hangout, check in with me. Everything's good. They can work on their stuff for the day. Otherwise, on distance learning or e-learning days, I will be doing a Google Hangout, and I'll talk about that more later in the PowerPoint. What we'll cover this year, we're going to talk about a bunch of things, expressions and equations, so solving simple problems like 3 times 2 plus 5, or it might have a variable in it like 3x plus 7 equals 10, and we have to solve that and figure out what's the answer. Talk about linear functions. A linear function would be y equals mx plus b, so slope, distance formula, stuff like that. Talk about polynomials and nonlinear functions. That would be x to the second power, x to the third power equations that have exponents in them. Radicals and radical functions, those will be square roots. And data analysis, which we'll be looking at scatter plots. We'll be looking at probability charts, graphs, stuff like that, and analyzing them to predict where it's going to go in the future. We are doing a new grading system this year in 8th grade. This will be our first year doing standards-based grading. Standards-based grading is used for assessing each student based off the Minnesota State standards. So every grade level has state standards, and it's basically just a bunch of content that we have to teach throughout the year. So this year, we're not going to be doing the A, B, C, D, F like we have done in past years. You're going to be given a grade based off your knowledge of each Minnesota standard. And how that grade will work is there's 4, 3, 2, 1. A 4 exceeds the knowledge of the standards and can go above and beyond with it, meaning they are at a higher grade level than what my standard says for them to be at. 3 is at grade level, and that's a standard, meaning they understand the standard, they got the content, they're right where they need to be. Having a 3 is by no means bad for the kid. I know when I first heard about this, it was kind of like my math brain was thinking a 3 out of 4 is a 75%, which is a C, but it's not by any means. If a student is at a 3, that means they are where they are supposed to be with that standard. 2 is they partially understand the standard, and then 1 means they do not understand the standard at all, and that shows me and the parents that student needs help in that certain area. So a student could be a 3 in solving equations. They know how to solve 3x plus 10 equals 5, but they may not know how to graph a line if I give them coordinates. So by doing this way of teaching, the kids' overall grade is not affected by different outcomes. They may be, like I said, be perfect in solving equations, and then they won't need extra help on that, but they may not understand how to graph. So this will give them different grades in different content areas in math this year. With the new grading system, we are able to change grades based off assessments. An assessment is tests and homework. So homework, I see it as a practice. I coach multiple sports. I see it as when you're at practice, you're learning how to do something. This could be a first time doing it. This could be your 100th time doing it, but it's helping you grasp that ability to do it. Tests I see as like game day. You can use these to assess how well a student's doing. If I have a kid practicing free throws every day in the gym, and then come game time, I see at practice, this kid has hit 90% of their free throws at practice, and then I have to pick someone to do it. I'm probably going to pick the kid who's doing about 90%. The game day is going to show me, the test is going to show me how well the student is able to handle and do that standard. I will look at this stuff to help me determine if a student is a 4, 3, or 2, or a 1. My classroom this year is going to be a little different this year. With synchronous learning and hybrid learning, we have been told to try new things out, and this is kind of an idea I've kind of wanted to go to, but now that Foley is more of a one-to-one school, so each kid has a device, I can go with it. So it's going to be a new model called a flipped classroom. And for some people, they're probably wondering, what in the world is a flipped classroom? A flipped classroom is a new style of teaching that allows the students to get more help in school on the content. So every day I'll post a lesson or a video. The student's homework per se at home is to watch the video the night before, take notes on it. Okay. Come prepared to class with questions. What didn't they understand? I don't get how they did this. They then will get help from me. I'll go over their questions, answer questions, and then the rest of the class time is for them to work on their assignment. So they're not going to be bringing homework home unless they don't finish it in class, and they'll have a majority of the class to do it. So this way they're able to get one-on-one time with me. They're able to ask questions, because we all have had that moment where we understand something in school, we go home, and then we have all the hard questions left, and now we're completely lost. And then they come to school, and then they're kind of asking for questions as people are scrambling to get ready for the day, and they don't get the help they need. With a flipped classroom, they're able to ask those questions in class and get the help they need because they watched the lesson the night before as homework per se. In a flipped classroom, students are allowed to work on their work from the lesson, get assistance from the teacher, and even get a chance to dive deeper and more in depth in the questions. And that's how the students will show me they're at a 4. They're able to show me they understand the content, so I can push them a little bit more to show that they can go above and beyond in the grade level. Students will post their answers on a Google form in Google Classroom. I'll put that up every day. They'll just have to submit it, and then they'll be done for the day. Expect a new video to be posted later in the day for homework. This could be somewhere throughout the school day, probably around 2-ish o'clock during my prep. I'll post the video, so that way when they get home, they can get home from school, get home from practice, whatever it is, they can watch the video, and then they have no more math homework for the day. And I will share this PowerPoint on Classroom with this video, along with, I have a YouTube link in this PowerPoint that you can click on right here. You can click on that, and it's kind of another way for them to explain how a flipped classroom works. How a normal day would look in my eyes. So students will watch the video at home, take notes on the topic. And I understand there might be days they can't watch it at home. Blank notes and a video will be posted online in Google Classroom. They can print out these notes if they have access to a printer, or they can, on a piece of paper, copy them down by hand. The students would come to class prepared with their notes. They've watched the video and then prepare to ask questions on the assignment, or even just start the assignment. If we're doing a topic and they watch the video, I'm like, oh, I understand this. That gives them free reign to just start the assignment, and then they're done. This frees up the hour for me to cover a few questions with the students so they can refresh it to start the hour, allows them to rewatch videos if needed, and ask questions while they work on other assignments. My work expectations. Students are expected to complete their own work. Cheating will result in them not getting credit on the assignment, meaning if 2 people are looking at an assignment, neither student that used it, so whether it's the person who they copied off of or the copier will receive credit. And I will contact you as a parent if you need to know about that. They will have a form to fill in Classroom for them to put their answers in. So it's just a Google form. They just type their answers in there, hit submit. If this did happen last year, because Google Classroom is new to all of us, if a student completes a form and I get notified they have completed it, they should not just press the turn in button on Google Classroom. So do not just go into your assignment, hit turn in, and show people you're done for the day. If you're at home and students are saying they completed it, but I'm telling you they didn't, feel free to email me and make sure they actually completed it. It did happen a few times last year, like I said, and it's a simple thing where I get a whole document that says what time they completed it, what their answers were, what the email they submitted it from was. And then I can be like, yep, they completed it. It's just a mistake on Google's part, or no, they did not complete it. You might want to talk to them about actually completing that form. And it's as simple as they might have not even hit submit on the form. Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is something I did last year too for students that were gone to get help. I'm going to start class with it every day. This is so students that are either gone, that are distance learning, or that are even sick on e-learning days can get help from me. On e-learning days, I'll post a Hangout link in Classroom and notify kids the time I will do it. Usually I try to keep it after lunchtime because I know they have a lot of stuff going on in the morning. Some kids get up later. So I try to keep it around 1, 2 o'clock. I tell the kids every morning, hey, we will have a Hangout at 2 o'clock today. Hey, we'll have a Hangout at 1 o'clock today. So expect that. And like I said, if I'm not doing one that day, something pops up where I'm unable to, like a meeting or something, or if I'm doing it at an earlier time before lunch, I will post that in Classroom and students will know what time. So they just have to check Classroom and they'll know what's going on for the day. My classroom expectations, that students work hard. If they show me they're putting in 100% effort, they have their work, they have their notes, they watch the video, by no means will I ever turn away from that student. If they give me 100% effort and they're showing me they're trying their best, I'm going to do everything in my power to help that kid out. Do your own work. Like I said, no one benefits from copying work. You don't benefit from your buddy sending you answers to a worksheet, because that doesn't show me you knew how to do it. That shows me you have the ability to copy something down. Use your time wisely. Like I said, this is a great opportunity for kids to get as much help in class as needed and really honestly have minimal math homework. Use that time in class, use the classroom, use the Hangout to get as much help as you possibly need. Please watch the lessons before class. It'll be a 5 to 10 minute video. If a student is unable to, I understand things pop up at home, but they will be able to watch it in class. It's just the first thing I'll have them do. I'll have them put in headphones, watch the video, and then they can chime in and ask questions. When class starts, they should have paper, pencil, and materials all ready to go, and be respectful. That is a big thing for me. Respect is earned in multiple ways. If a kid's showing me they're working hard and they're respectful and waiting, then by no means will I ever turn away from that student. Follow directions. Listen and focus to the videos. Like I said, I can't reiterate this enough. Watching the lessons, taking notes, asking questions is the biggest way to be successful in these tough times. I get things are popping up. I get this is new to all of us. I get this is hard for all of us. But if we can do the little things, watch a 5 to 10 minute video at home sometime, take notes, even write down questions. I didn't understand this. Bring that to class. First thing, raise your hand, ask that question. I have no problems with that. Treat others with respect. We got to be positive. Okay, like I said, tough times. Positivity is going to get us through this. And let's have fun. Okay, like I said, this is a new teaching style for me. This will be new to the students. I don't know where this is going to go, but we have to do the best we can to enjoy what we're doing and get some normalness back in our lives. If a student's absent, the notes and assignments, like I said, will be posted online. Students are able to access this through Google. If they're gone on a vacation or gone on a trip, please notify the office. Your student won't be able to log in that day. I'll do what I can to get them the stuff ahead of time. I try to keep everything kind of a week planned out. So if you're going to be gone, a week from today. I try to keep the stuff planned out a week from today, so that way they're still able to get the content. You can redo assignments. And this is a great thing. If you do bad on assignment and you don't like how you did, feel free to put forth the effort and do it again. Okay. It shows me you have a strong work ethic. It shows me you want to be successful. And it shows me that you're willing to do what you need to do the best that you possibly can. Tests are a large part of standards-based grading, which means students, if they are unhappy with their grade, they are able to retake tests and show that they have a grasp of the concept and standard. To retake a test, they just have to set up a time with me, and then we will go from there, whether it's before school, after school, whether it's in class on a day where they're working. I might have some kids working on something, they can retake a test, and then that means they'll just have to do some homework while they're at home. Final thoughts. This is new for all of us. Okay, like I said, these are tough times. We're all working on this together. Nothing's going to be perfect in this world. Nothing will, but I'll do my best to make it as perfect as I can. If you have any questions about anything, feel free. Do not hesitate to email me or call me. My prep is at 2:00 every day. This is when I'm available to call parents, answer emails, and help people out to the best of my abilities. So if you want to call for me at some point in the day, don't hesitate. Hey, can you call me when you have a moment? Hey, I have a question. If it's something that can be answered over email, feel free to. But if you want that one-on-one phone call, by all means, give me an email. Here's my phone number. Give me a call when you have a chance. I'm a firm believer of a high tide raises all ships. So to do what we can to help each other out and make sure that this year is the most beneficial year for all kids involved. I appreciate this so much. If you're watching this video, thank you. There will be a form at the end to show that your student showed you this. And yeah, thank you so much. Can't wait to have the kids back in the classroom. And like I said, let's try to have the best year we possibly can with hybrid learning, with synchronous learning. We don't know how long this is going to go, but for right now, just do what we can. Thank you.